Noah was standing in front of his classmates. His hands were shaking. He was holding a small model he had made for the school competition. It wasn't perfect. In fact, it looked quite simple. A few students looked at it and started laughing. "Is that really your project?" one boy asked. Noah looked down. "Yes." Another student laughed. "You think you're going to win with that?" Noah didn't answer. He felt embarrassed. The competition was only 3 days away, and Noah had already started thinking about giving up. But this competition was important to him. Every year, the school held a special competition where students could present their ideas and projects. The winner would receive a prize and a certificate. Noah had always wanted to participate. This year, he finally decided to try. His project was a small model of a house that could save electricity. He had used cardboard, small pieces of wire, and a tiny solar panel. It wasn't expensive. He had built everything himself. But when his classmates saw it, they didn't think it was impressive. During lunch, Noah sat alone. His friend Emma walked over. "Are you okay?" Noah sighed. "Everyone laughed at my project." Emma sat beside him. "Don't listen to them." "But maybe they're right." "Why do you think that?" "Because their projects look much better than mine." Emma looked at him. "Does that mean their ideas are better?" Noah was quiet. "I don't know." Emma smiled. "You built your project because you had an idea. That's what matters." Noah looked at his project. "I just wanted to show that a simple house could use less electricity. Then improve it." Noah looked surprised. "Improve it?" "Yes. You still have 3 days." Emma was right. Noah didn't have much time, but he decided not to give up. That evening, he took his project home. He placed it on his desk. Then he looked at it carefully. "What can I change?" He made a list. First, he wanted to make the solar panel work better. Second, he wanted to add small lights. Third, he wanted to make the house look more realistic. He spent the entire evening working. The next morning, Noah brought the project back to school. One student looked at it. "You're still working on that?" Noah smiled. "Yes." "Why?" "Because I want to make it better." The student laughed again. "Good luck." Noah didn't let the comment stop him. He continued working. During the next 2 days, something changed. His simple project started looking much better. The small lights worked. The solar panel could provide energy. And Noah added a small explanation showing how the house could save electricity. His teacher noticed the changes. "Noah, this is much better." "Thank you." "How did you improve it?" "I tested different ideas and fixed my mistakes." His teacher smiled. "That's exactly what learning is about." On the morning of the competition, Noah arrived early. The school hall was full of students. There were colorful projects everywhere. Some students had large models. Some had expensive materials. Noah looked at them and felt nervous again. Then Emma came over. "Don't worry. I'm trying. You don't have to beat everyone." Noah looked at her. "Then what should I do?" "Just explain your idea." Noah smiled. "Okay." The judges entered the hall. Everyone became quiet. One by one, the students presented their projects. Noah waited. His heart was beating faster. Finally, the judge called his name. "Noah, you're next." Noah took a deep breath. He walked to the front of the room. Everyone was looking at him. Even the students who had laughed at him were watching. Noah looked at his project. Then he looked at the judges. And he began to speak. "Good morning. My project is a small energy-saving house." He didn't know it yet, but something surprising was about to happen. To be continued in part 2. Noah took a deep breath and continued. "My idea is simple. I wanted to show how a house can use less electricity." One of the judges looked closely at the model. "How does the solar panel work?" Noah explained it carefully. "The panel collects energy from sunlight. That energy can be used to turn on the lights." The judge nodded. "Did you build this yourself?" "Yes." "How long did it take?" "About 2 weeks." Another judge asked, "Did everything work the first time?" Noah smiled. "No. I made many mistakes." The judges smiled. "What did you do when something didn't work?" "I tried again. Sometimes I changed one small part and tested it again." The room became quiet. Even the students who had laughed at Noah were listening carefully. Noah continued explaining his project. He talked about saving electricity and using simple ideas to help families. When he finished, the judges thanked him. Noah walked back to his seat. Emma smiled. You did great. Noah smiled back. I was so nervous. But you did it. Noah looked at the other projects. Now he wasn't comparing his project with theirs. He was simply happy that he had finished his presentation. After all the students presented their projects, the judges left the room. Everyone waited for the results. Some students talked excitedly. Others were nervous. Noah sat quietly. One of the students who had laughed at him walked over. Hey, Noah. Noah looked up. Yes, your project was actually pretty good. Noah smiled. Thanks. I didn't think it would work. Neither did I at first. The student laughed. Good luck. Thanks. A few minutes later, the judges returned. The principal stood at the front of the hall. Thank you, everyone, for your hard work. The students became quiet. We saw many creative and interesting projects today. Noah's heart started beating quickly. The principal continued. Choosing the winner was not easy. Noah looked at Emma. She smiled. And now we are ready to announce the winner. The room became completely silent. The principal opened the envelope. Noah held his breath. The winner of this year's school competition is... There was a short pause. Noah. For a moment, Noah didn't move. He couldn't believe what he had heard. Emma jumped up. Congratulations. Noah stood up slowly. Everyone started clapping. Even the students who had laughed at him were clapping. Noah walked to the front of the room. The principal gave him a certificate. Congratulations, Noah. Thank you. The principal smiled. Your project was simple, but your idea was useful. More importantly, you didn't give up when things went wrong. Noah smiled. He thought about the first day. He remembered the laughter. He remembered wanting to quit. But he also remembered Emma's words. Improve it. Noah realized something important. His project didn't become successful because it was expensive. It became successful because he kept working on it. After the ceremony, several students came to talk to him. Can you show me how the solar panel works? Sure. Can you help me build something like this? Of course. Noah smiled. The students who had laughed at him were now asking him for help. And Noah didn't laugh at them. He simply said, I'd be happy to help. That afternoon, Noah walked home with his certificate. He felt proud. But he wasn't proud because he had beaten the other students. He was proud because he hadn't given up. And that lesson was more valuable than the prize. But Noah's story wasn't finished yet. The next day, his teacher asked him to do something unexpected. To be continued in part 3. The next morning, Noah walked into his classroom. Everyone congratulated him. Congratulations, Noah. Well done. Noah smiled. Thank you. A few minutes later, his teacher called him. Noah, can I talk to you? Sure. The teacher smiled. I have an idea. What idea? Would you like to show your project at the school science fair next month? Noah looked surprised. Really? Yes. Your project could inspire other students. Noah smiled. I'd love to, but you'll need to improve it. Noah nodded. I know. After school, Noah went to the science room. He looked at his project again. It worked, but he knew it could be better. He wanted to add more lights and make the solar panel stronger. He also wanted to make a small model of a garden around the house. Emma helped him. They worked together several afternoons. Sometimes things went wrong. One day, the lights suddenly stopped working. Noah became frustrated. Why isn't this working? Emma laughed. Maybe the wires are connected incorrectly. Noah checked them. She was right. He fixed the wires, and the lights came back on. Great. Emma smiled. See? Problems can be fixed. Noah nodded. A week later, another student came to the science room. It was the same student who had laughed at Noah before the competition. Hi, Noah. Hi. Can I ask you something? Sure. I want to build a project for the science fair, but I don't know where to start. Noah smiled. You can start with a simple idea. But my idea isn't very good. That's okay. My first project wasn't perfect either. The student looked at Noah's model. Can you help me? Of course. They started talking about different ideas. Noah realized that winning the competition had changed more than his confidence. It had also changed how other students saw him. Before, they thought his project was simple and boring. Now they saw that a simple idea could become something useful. A few weeks later, the science fair arrived. Noah and Emma stood beside their improved project. This time, Noah wasn't as nervous. He knew his project well. He had tested it many times. A group of students came over. One of them asked, "How does this work?" Noah explained. Another student asked, "How much did it cost?" "Not very much." "Really?" "Yes. We used simple materials." The students looked impressed. A teacher came over. "Noah, your explanation is very clear." "Thank you." At the end of the day, the judges announced the results. Noah didn't win first place this time. Another student won. Noah felt a little disappointed, but then he smiled. He had learned something important. Winning wasn't everything. The first competition had taught him not to give up. The science fair had taught him how to accept a result without feeling like a failure. Emma came over. "You okay?" "Yes." "You look happy." "I am." "Even though you didn't win?" Noah nodded. "Yes. I learned a lot." Emma smiled. "That's the Noah I know." Noah looked at his project. He remembered the day everyone had laughed at him. If he had given up that day, he would never have experienced any of this. Sometimes, one small decision can change everything. And Noah's biggest victory wasn't the certificate. It was becoming confident enough to keep trying. To be continued in Part 4. A few days after the science fair, Noah was sitting in the school library. He was working on his next project. Emma walked over. "You're working again?" Noah smiled. "Yes. I have another idea." Emma laughed. "You really like building things." "I do." Noah looked at his notebook. "I want to make something that helps students save water." Emma smiled. "That sounds interesting." Noah nodded. He had changed a lot since the first competition. Before, he was afraid of what other people thought. Now, he was more confident. He understood that people might laugh at your ideas. They might say your idea is too simple. They might even tell you that you cannot succeed. But that doesn't mean they are right. Sometimes, you just need to keep working. One afternoon, Noah's teacher asked him to speak to a group of younger students. "Can you tell them about your competition experience?" Noah felt a little nervous. "Sure." He stood in front of the students. He showed them a picture of his first project. "This was my first model." The students looked at it. "It looks simple," one student said. Noah smiled. "Yes, it was very simple." The students laughed. "But I learned something important." Everyone became quiet. "I learned that a simple idea can become a good idea if you work on it." One student raised his hand. "What if people laugh at your idea?" Noah thought for a moment. "Let them laugh." The students looked surprised. Then Noah continued. "Listen to useful advice, but don't give up just because someone doesn't believe in you." Another student asked, "What if you fail?" Noah smiled. "Try again. Failure can teach you what to do better next time." The teacher smiled proudly. After the talk, several students came to Noah. They wanted to show him their own ideas. Noah listened to every one of them. He realized that he was no longer the student who sat alone because people laughed at his project. He had become someone who could encourage others. That evening, Noah went home and placed his certificate on his desk. He looked at it for a moment. The certificate reminded him of something. Not that he was the best student. Not that his project was the most expensive. It reminded him that he had refused to give up. And that was why he won. Not because everyone believed in him, but because he eventually believed in himself. So, if you're learning something new, remember Noah's story. Maybe your English isn't perfect yet. Maybe you make mistakes when you speak. Maybe someone has told you that you will never become fluent. Don't let that stop you. You don't need to be perfect. You need to practice. Make mistakes. Learn from them. And try again. Every small improvement matters. One day, you may look back and realize how far you've come. Just like Noah. He started with a simple project. People laughed at him. But he kept working. And that simple decision changed everything. Thank you for listening to today's story on Daily English Flow. If you enjoyed this story, Listen to it again and practice speaking along with Noah. Try to repeat the sentences slowly. Learn the new vocabulary. And remember, don't give up just because someone doesn't believe in you. Keep listening. Keep speaking. Keep learning. And most importantly, keep trying. I'll see you in the next English story. Goodbye.